Hi, my name is Evan Archella, and I'd like to show you some tips and tricks for Microsoft Live at EDU. Let's look at co-authoring SkyDrive documents in Microsoft Office 2010. Here's a SkyDrive folder. You can see a number of different Office documents here. We've talked about in another screencast that in Excel and OneNote, in the web app versions of those applications, you're able to actually do what we call co-authoring, where you can work with someone else simultaneously on those documents and have those changes reflected back and forth in pretty close to real time. Excel and OneNote web app both support co-authoring. Word and PowerPoint web apps do not support the co-authoring in the browser in the actual web app itself. However, if you have the document on SkyDrive, you can use Word or PowerPoint 2010, the full application, to be able to do co-authoring on those two types of documents. I'm going to show you how that would work. First thing I need to do is take the document that I want to work on. In this case, it's Global Business Practices. It's a PowerPoint presentation for my business class. And you can see here it's actually in my business class folder. Well, this is a private folder. You can see that it's shared with just me. If I was to share this out with someone else, if I was going to incorporate this into a class project, for example, I cannot share just this file. I'd have to share the whole folder. Permissions in SkyDrive are folder-based. If I don't want to share the whole folder, I just want to share this file, then I need to move it into a folder that I can share. In order to do that, I'm going to take the More drop down here and go ahead and move this file into a folder I've created called Class Project. We'll go ahead and move that over to Class Project. You'll notice this one's actually already been shared with some specific people. Because that file has been moved now, it takes on the characteristics of this folder. So that file was private before, it's now shared. Now what I want to do is go ahead and look at this file. Let's go ahead and go into the read mode of the web app, and from here I have the opportunity of opening it in PowerPoint. So I have PowerPoint 2010 installed locally on the machine. I'm going to open it up in that application. I need to enable the editing because this is a web-based document. So PowerPoint 2010 is going to ask me to enable it for editing. I do that. I'm now in the file. Now you notice I got a pop-up here at the bottom that says Sanjay Patel is editing this document. Because the document lives on SkyDrive, and because Sanjay and I are both using PowerPoint 2010, we can co-author this document together at the same time using this full application. So it lets me know that Sanjay is also editing the file. While he's doing that, I'll go ahead and begin working on this particular slide. So I can put in our slide title, put in Sanjay and Lisa's name. That's the demo profile that I'm using for this demonstration. And as I'm doing that, you'll notice I get an icon here on slide number 2. This little icon basically tells me that that other user is working on that slide. So I'm working on my slide, he's working on his slide. When we're done, I can go ahead and come up to the top here and hit the Save button. It's got that little green cycle arrow there on it, and that's going to basically take my changes, push them out to SkyDrive, and pull any changes that Sanjay has made down here to my version within the local application. So whereas the browser web apps, if you're looking at Excel, if you're looking at OneNote, that co-authoring happens in the browser, that happens in pretty darn close to real time. It's going to synchronize those changes back and forth. But if I'm using Word or PowerPoint, I'm in the full Office 2010 app, I have to perform a sync to be able to push and pull those changes. So we'll go ahead and do that. And you can see if I go to slide number 2 now, Sanjay's been working on an agenda. I now see his changes. He's going to see my changes to the title slide. While we're here in PowerPoint and we're talking about a SkyDrive-based document, let me show you something else you can do. If you click on File, the File tab at the top, you go back into what we call the Backstage view. If you go to Save and Send, you'll see an opportunity to broadcast a slideshow. What Broadcast Slideshow does is it basically allows you to take a PowerPoint file that you've got living out on SkyDrive. You can open it up in the full PowerPoint application here, PowerPoint 2010. You can start what's called a broadcast. A broadcast will allow you to basically copy a link, and you copy that link from here. You can then go over to Outlook Live. If you're an Outlook Live user, paste it, send it out. If you're the professor, you can send it to your class. If you're a student, you can send it to the rest of the class. If it's something that you need to deliver to those people, but you don't know where they are, they may not be in the same place, maybe it's a correspondence course, you could actually use this as a way of starting that slideshow. That link that you sent out to everybody else is going to take them to their browser, and it's going to basically display for them the slideshow in real time through their browser. So here I am in PowerPoint 2010. I can drive my slideshow here, and everyone I sent that link to, I'm broadcasting it to them through the internet. They're watching it through their browser. When I'm finished with the presentation, I can simply end the broadcast. That will make their internet browser kind of go black. It'll say something like the broadcast has ended, something to that effect, and then they're out of the broadcast. So you can use that broadcast slideshow as a great tool to be able to distribute and present this type of information to remote users that may be scattered around campus, around the country, or even around the world. Go ahead and close out of PowerPoint, come back into SkyDrive. Let me give you a few resources for Live at EDU. Microsoft.com/live@edu is the main Live at EDU website. You can learn more about the program there. You'll also find the Live at EDU blog to be a useful place for learning about what's new with these tools, things that may be coming along, different changes that we're making. You'll also find help.outlook.com to be a helpful place for the Outlook Live application itself. This is the same place you can get to if you go to the little blue circle with the white question mark in it within the Outlook Live application itself. Both ways will take you to help.outlook.com. Also, if you go to Bing, do a search for Office Web Apps Product Guide, you'll get a detailed PDF on all the features that are included in our Office Web Apps applications, which are now integrated into SkyDrive. Thanks again for your time today. I look forward to having you on another screencast.